Section 7.5, adding and subtracting rational expressions with unlike denominators, which means we're going to have to find the least common denominator, or LCD. When you have a monomial as the denominator, what you're going to do is you're going to find the LCD of the numbers. Then you're going to find the LCD of the variables. To find the LCD of the variables, you are going to use the largest exponent present in the problem. There will be an example of this in part A below. If you have a binomial or trinomial denominator, to find the LCD, the first step is to factor just the denominator. The LCD is the product of all distinct factors. Then you're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the expression necessary to obtain the LCD. So in our example, letter A has monomial denominators. So I'm looking at the numbers 4 and 18. And I have the numbers 4 and 18, the common denominators, the number that they both go into. So since 4 doesn't go into 18 itself, I consider the next multiple of 18 is 36, which 4 does go into. For the variable, I take the larger exponent, which is y to the third power. Now I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by what is needed to make 36y to the third. So in our first fraction, to get 36, I'm going to have to multiply by 9. I already have y to the third, so I'm going to multiply by 9 in both the numerator and the denominator. To get a 36, I need to multiply by 2. I also need y squared to make it y to the third. So I'm going to multiply by 2y squared. So now I have 27 over 36y to the third plus 14y squared over 36y to the third. My common denominator is 36y to the third. My numerator, if you want to do standard form, you would flip the order around. Now I check for factoring. In the numerator, there's nothing I can factor. So there's nothing I can cancel. Even though, let's say, 14 and 36 do reduce. Yes, they're both even. But because I have an addition sign up here in the numerator, I cannot just pick off the 14. So it's either all of it factors and cancels, or there's nothing. On part B, so I don't have any factoring to do. What my LCD is going to be is the product of the distinct denominators, which is x plus 5 times x plus 4. So the different denominators multiplied together is my LCD. So to get the LCD of x plus 5 times x plus 4. My first fraction needs x plus 4. My second fraction needs x plus 5. So notice how I put in the numerator and denominator the expression necessary to get the LCD. Now I do work of distributing, and I can go ahead and combine over a single denominator, and then combine like terms. And nothing factors and cancels, so that's it. Subtracting is no different. We just combine, we'll find our LCD. So our LCD is going to be 2a times a plus 5. So my first one needs a plus 5. My second one needs 2a. And then I distribute. Combine like terms. And that's all I got. There's no factoring and canceling. Letter D, the second denominator factors by the squares pattern. So the LCD is going to be x plus 2 times x minus 2. Because this one has an x plus 2. This one also has an x plus 2 and an x minus 2. So I need x minus 2 on this first fraction. And we don't need to put anything. The second fraction already has the entire common denominator. Combine like terms. And notice the x plus 2's are going to cancel, so we're going to have 1 over x minus 2 for our answer. Factor on letter E, the squares pattern, and a GCF. So the LCD, we have x plus 5, x minus 5, a 2 in the front. I already have the x minus 5, so I do not put it again. To get the LCD, my first fraction needs a 2. I'm going to put a 2 times the 3. My second fraction needs an x plus 5. Combine like terms. And then factor a 2 out of the numerator. Those 2's will cancel for our final answer. Then in part F, this is backwards, so I'm going to put a negative sign since I would take out a negative 1 and then make it x minus 2. And then I just move that negative sign up to the numerator. And this is x plus 2, x minus 2. So the LCD, I have x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 2 is already there, x minus 2 is already there. So just x plus 2x minus 2. I'm multiplying on the expression needed to get the common denominator. And then distributing combining like terms. Nothing factors and cancels, so that one is now done.